Hello and welcome guys, Vale Entertainment here. Today I'm going to explain to you an action, drama and war movie inspired by a true story happened during the Korean War called Devotion. Spoilers ahead, be aware and take care. Lieutenant Tom Hudner transfers to Fighter Squadron 32, also known as VF-32, at Quonset Point Naval Air Station in early 1950, where he meets Ensign Jesse Brown, the unit's only African-American member. He also meets his squadmates Bill Koenig, Marty Good, Carol Mooring, and Bo Lavery. Hudner fits right in with the squadron, which is flying F-4U-4 Corsairs. These were powerful planes with a bad reputation for crashing. First day at squadron, Hudner is assigned to Brown as his wing man and they run a test flight. During the test, Brown deviates from the given flight path and that irritates Hudner. Later he begins giving rides to Brown after his car breaks down, and eventually meets his wife Daisy and their young daughter Pam. The Browns are doing well, however they are plagued by racist neighbors, and Brown has resorted to shouting racist abuse at himself after suffering discrimination for his skin color in the past while staring at a mirror before missions for determination. The squadron starts training an exercise reconnaissance drill, patrol flight and dogfight maneuver with the Corsair to get better understanding of the plane, thereby helping them to fly their plane better on a carrier at sea. The VF-32 squadron successfully completes carrier tests with the Corsair and is transferred to the USS Leyte, which is deployed to the Mediterranean Sea to deter Soviet Union's aggressive behavior in the region and safeguard American interest. Daisy makes Hudner promise to be there for Jesse before they leave for their assignment. On the first day at the carrier, Jesse Brown lands his fighter plane on the carrier deck with great difficulty. He wasn't able to land the plane on the deck at first try but succeeded at the second try. The reason for this mishap is the plane's bulky structure, which makes it difficult to stabilize. One day the squad is assigned jobs to complete, where squadron member Moorig was tasked to test the gyroscope of the fighter plane. But he was killed in a crash while attempting to land the Corsair during the test. Hudner wonders why Mooring did not follow orders, but Brown explains that one cannot always do what one is told. If Brown had only done what he was told, he would have been stopped early in his career by the many racist superior officers who wanted him to fail. The unit has shore leave in Cannes, France, and they set off to enjoy their free time, where Brown encounters actress Elizabeth Taylor on the beach and secures invitations for the squadron to a casino, impressing them. After gambling in the casino for some time, they go to a pub for some beer, although Brown didn't drink alcoholic beverage. The guys enjoy some drinks and Brown enjoys some tea. Meanwhile, Hudner tries to impress the French beauties by showing one of his magic trick. While they were enjoying their time, Hudner gets into a drunken brawl with a Marine who had previously harassed Brown. The two groups begin a fist fight and only breaks up after listening to the sirens of incoming police. They ran away from there and Brown gets upset by Hudner's behavior, so Brown tells Hudner that he does not need Hudner to fight his battles for him, but rather to simply be there for him. The squadron is informed the following day that war has broken out between North and South Korea, and Leyte is redeploying to support the South. When VF-32 squadron reaches Korea in November 1950, they discovers that Chinese forces have joined the conflict on the side of North Korea and have started to drive American soldiers back. The squadron is then tasked to destroy two bridges on the Yalu River that connect China and North Korea, but they are only allowed to fire on the Korean side of the border, which is very tricky. If they antagonize the Chinese, they might be the cause of another world war. In the airspace of North Korea, they encounter an enemy fighter plane and lots of anti-aircraft fire on the ground. Hudner split from the squadron and worked together to destroy the MiG-15 enemy fighter jet using the dogfight maneuver they trained with together, while the others of the squadron attack the bridges and the surrounding military installations, and successfully destroy one bridge and the anti-aircraft guns, but they failed to destroy the other bridge. They tried again to destroy the remaining bridge but was unable to because of the heavy anti-aircraft fire from the Chinese side of the river, thus Hudner was forced to order a retreat. But Brown defies his order, saying his ordnance are still available and he can take out the bridge. So he attacks the bridge alone by flying close to the water surface, which makes harder for the enemy anti-aircraft gun to target him. His heroic endeavor was successful, thereby completing the mission they were dispatched for, without any loss of plane or man. Hudner's after-action report of the mission praises Brown but also mentions that he was acting against orders, which Brown tells Hudner will be used to deny him promotions for the rest of his career, despite Hudner's efforts to revise the report. Later, when Brown was sitting on the deck, he was presented with an expensive watch as a keepsake by Leyte's black crewmen, who admire his work and achievement. Meanwhile, the Marines stationed at Chosin Reservoir got besieged by thousands of Chinese troops. They are under heavy fire and constant bombardment with addition of extreme cold. The Chinese troops attacks them day and night without delay from the snowy wilderness of North Korean mountain. The squad was notified about this incident and dispatched on an air support mission to relieve the besieged Marines. The squadron descends from the sky like guardian angels to the elation of Americans and fury and hatred of the Chinese. They cause havoc among the Chinese troops and cause many fatalities. They did multiple barrage of bombing, forcing the Chinese troops to retreat into the wilderness under the cover of trees. With the help of air support, the Marines charge the enemy lines and quickly regain the lost ground, thus breaking the siege. Brown's Corsair gets crippled on this mission by enemy ground fire, which caused his plane to leak oil and malfunction. He is forced to crash land in a clearing in the North Korean mountains, while Hunter keep guiding and supporting him. Upon impact on the ground, his leg got injured and stuck under the plane's chassis. The wound started bleeding profusely. Hudner notices that Brown is alive but was trapped in his cockpit, so he deliberately crashes his own plane in the clearing to assist Brown. Miraculously, he didn't get injured, only a little bruising in the leg. The High Command was unable to send rescue party after the crashed planes on time because of heavy enemy presence in the area. Despite putting out the engine fire and a lot of effort from Hudner and Brown, they were unable to extract the stuck leg from the wreckage. In the end, they had no choice but to wait for the rescue party to arrive. But Brown dies shortly after a Marine helicopter piloted by Charlie Ward, one of Brown's Academy batchmate and friend, arrives to assist them. In his dying moment, Brown tells Hunter to tell his wife Daisy how much he loves her. While Brown's body is still inside the downed Corsairs, Hudner's commander back on Leyte decides it would be unsafe to try to collect it from the Chinese-controlled area. Instead, VF-32 without the injured Hudner is ordered on a funeral flight to destroy the Corsairs with Brown's corpse still inside. Back at home, Daisy Brown receives a letter informing her of her husband's death. This news devastates her. Several months later, a broken-hearted Hudner is awarded the Medal of Honor by President Harry Truman for his efforts to save Brown. A heartbroken Daisy Brown also attended the ceremony. Hudner apologizes to Daisy after the ceremony for failing to save her husband even though he promised he would. Daisy remarks that she only made him promise to be with Jesse rather than save him, and Hudner informs her that Jesse's final words were about how much he loved her. In the end, we get know that sadly, Brown's remains were never recovered from North Korea, but there were many efforts to bring him back. The Hudner and Brown's families remain close to this day. Give a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more video like this and turn on the notification bell. Thank you guys for your attention and see you at the next one.